The director of the Secret Service released a statement today saying the agency will participate fully with the independent review of Saturday's assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Hello and thank you for joining us for KVAL News at 9. I'm Zach Brule. John Mayer and Jody Unruh are off today. Questions remain how the gunman was able to get within shooting distance of the stage at a campaign rally in western Pennsylvania. One man in the crowd was killed. The former president and two others were hurt. Scott McFarland reports from Butler, Pennsylvania.
It's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old.
Just minutes into former President Trump's speech in Butler, Pennsylvania Saturday, the unthinkable happened.
Sources say the shooter got off 6 to 8 rounds with his AR-style 5.56 semi-automatic rifle. Trump says he was hit in the right ear by a bullet, while 2 people were injured and 1 was killed. Within seconds, Secret Service counter-snipers shot and killed the gunman.
It's still very surreal. Like, it's hard to believe that it happened.
I just freaked. I have tears now.
Sources confirmed to CBS News police were alerted to a suspicious person spotted outside the security perimeter as rally-goers were filing into the event. Officers briefly lost track of him before he reappeared on the roof of a nearby building. The local sheriff confirmed an armed municipal officer was hoisted onto the roof of that building but fell off when the shooter pointed his rifle in the officer's direction. That's when police say the gunman turned around and opened fire into the crowd. Some attendees, like Linda Green, feel security should have been much tighter.
Are you thinking I need some answers as to what went wrong?
Right. I was like, why weren't they on that guy?
The 2 other people injured in the shooting, 57-year-old David Dutch and 74-year-old James Copenhaver, are now in stable condition. The one crowd member who died has been identified as former firefighter Corey Comperatore. His wife said he died shielding his family from harm.
He was one that, in the drop of a hat, would help anyone. Just wonderful man.
The FBI has identified the shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Investigators say they found rudimentary bomb materials at his home and in his vehicle, and a suspected triggering mechanism in his possession. Investigators have not yet uncovered a motive, and so far, they believe he acted alone. Scott McFarland, CBS News, Butler, Pennsylvania.
Law enforcement sources say the rifle found on the shooter's body was legally purchased and registered to his father. The shooter was a registered Republican, but also reportedly made a $15 donation to a progressive organization in 2021, according to the Federal Election Commission. This story is prompting reaction here at home. Oregon representatives continue to weigh in. Our Portland sister station spoke with Senator Wyden at his town hall in St. Helens.
Oregonians have made it clear we are going to never normalize political violence. You really can't pass a law that magically says we're going to be more responsible. We're going to make sure we draw a line in the sand that normalizing political violence is never acceptable. And I think if we take the lead, hopefully others will follow.
Plus, while at a press conference, Governor Tina Kotek spoke about the shooting. Take a listen.
Violence in a political setting is completely unacceptable. That's not who we are as Americans. And we should all, frankly, be sad this morning that happened in our country. I am thankful that President Trump, former President Trump, is recovering. I'm incredibly sad that folks have been critically injured and have died because of this incident.
Meanwhile, House Republican leader Jeff Helfrich shared this statement following the news yesterday. It reads in part, quote, Democrats not only need to denounce this despicable act of violence, they must also consider how their over-the-top partisan rhetoric about the fake threats to democracy. He continues to say, we settle disputes in this country with our votes, not violence. International reactions are still pouring in after Saturday's assassination attempt. The shooting highlights a recent rise in political violence globally. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
Take a look at what happened.
The attempt on former President Donald Trump's life shocked the world.
Well, Donald Trump has survived.
The shooting quickly made headlines and drew reactions. Buckingham Palace announced Britain's King Charles sent Trump a private message, while UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer spoke with him over the weekend. The condemnation of political violence was unanimous.
It was an attack on democracy. It was an attack on all the democracies.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said the appalling crime shows how serious the challenges to democracy are right now. On social media, many allies sent their best wishes for a speedy recovery, including leaders of France, Canada, and Japan. Around the world, politicians have increasingly found themselves under threat. A gunman killed a former Japanese prime minister in 2022. Ukraine says Zelensky has survived several Russian assassination attempts. Then last May, the Slovak prime minister survived being shot several times. Even America's foes denounced the shooting, but took a swipe at U.S. politics. A Russian government spokesman blamed the Biden administration for creating an atmosphere that provoked the attack, while Chinese state media said it's evidence of the toxic political divisions in the United States. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Other world leaders expressing their concerns and hopes for a swift recovery include those from Egypt, the UAE, Australia, and South Korea.